Hey guys, welcome to my video on real and nominal GDP. I'm going to show you some of the general ideas in what it means to control for prices and why they will be different from each other. This is to help you get started in understanding this for a principles level class. So I'm taking a simple economy with just two goods, pizzas and SUVs, and we're going to look at 3 different years for each of these goods. We'll put years in this column. We'll say year 1, 2, and 3, and year 1, 2, and 3. Now within each year, we're going to sell a certain quantity. Now within each year, we're going to sell a certain quantity of pizzas and a quantity of SUVs, and we're going to sell them at a certain price. And with those, we will calculate the total spending on each in each year, and from that, we will get each year's GDP. So let's start by talking about pizza. Pizza, in year 1, let's say we sell 10,000 pizzas. And in year 2, we sell 11,000 pizzas. And in year 3, we sell 15,000 pizzas. And in year 1, a pizza costs $12. In year 2, a pizza costs $12. And in year 3, a pizza costs $15. Well, we can calculate our spending on pizza in each of those years. In year 1, we spent $120,000 on pizza. In year 2, we spent $132,000 on pizza. And in year 3, we spent $225,000 on pizza. Now let's take a look at our market for SUVs. Well, SUVs, let's say this year we sold 5 of them, the next year we sold 6 of them, the next year we sold 7 of them. And an SUV in year 1 cost $20,000. An SUV in year 2 cost $22,000. And an SUV in year 3 costs $30,000. I'm totally making up these numbers, by the way. Please don't think that this makes you like an automobile expert or something. This is totally just made up on the fly. How much do we spend on SUVs in each year? We spent $100,000 on cars, on SUVs in year 1. We spent $132,000 on SUVs in year 2. And we spent $210,000 on SUVs in year 3. And so what we're going to do to get nominal GDP, we're going to add up all the spending in each year. In year 1, we're going to add up our spending for both categories in year 1. So that's going to be $120,000 plus $100,000 equals a nominal GDP of $220,000. In year 2, we add up the 132 and the 132. 132K plus 132K is equal to 264K. And to get nominal GDP in year 3, we add up the spending in year 3. 225K plus 210K is equal to 435K. Okay, so when I look at these numbers, I can tell you how many dollars got spent in this economy each year. But that's not telling me a very clear picture about production. It's telling me the total dollar value of production, but notice that the value of the dollars are changing. Each year, a dollar has a different value. Pizza prices went up in year 3. SUV prices went up every year. $1 in year 1 is not the same as $1 in year 3. So let's look at real GDP now, because I would like to be able to look at some numbers and know how much production is happening in the economy independent of the price changes. And in a later video for a different chapter, we'll talk about inflation, which is price changes independent of quantity change. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to choose a price level to be our base. And it really doesn't matter which one you choose as long as you're consistent. So I'm going to just say arbitrarily that my base year is year 1. I could have chosen 2 or 3. It really doesn't matter. So what's going to happen is I'm going to calculate my real spending on pizza. In year 1 we bought 10,000 pizzas. In year 2 we bought 11,000 pizzas. In year 3 we bought 15,000 pizzas. For the price though, what I'm going to do is not plug the price in for each. I'm going to choose the price just from the base year. I'm going to take this year 1 price and plug it in there, and there, and there. 12, 12, 12. Hold the base price constant. When I do that, in year 1 dollars, I've spent $10,000 on pizza in year 1, and in real spending I've spent $120,000 on pizza in year 1, and I've spent $132,000 on pizza in year 2. And those are the same by coincidence, because in my example the year 1 and the year 2 price were the same. That won't always be that way. And then in year 3, 12 times 15,000 is $180,000. We can do very similar calculations for SUVs. In year 1 we sold 5 of them, in year 2 we sold 6 of them, in year 3 we sold 7 of them. But we are going to capture the year 1 price and apply that to each of our quantities. So we're going to say that the price is always 20 grand. And by doing this, we can hold price constant and just look at how quantity is varying. So my real spending on SUVs in year 1 dollars, 100,000 here, which again is the same as in the base year. In the base year, real and nominal GDP are the same thing because they're both using the same prices. But in the second year, 20 grand times 6 SUVs is $120,000. And in the third year, it's going to be $140,000. You'll notice that these numbers are both less than those numbers up there, because the price hasn't climbed when we control for price. And so what I would do to get real GDP is I would add up the real spending in my economy. In year 1, real GDP, let's see, we add up our real spending. So we take this 120 and this 100, we add them up together, and we get $220,000. In year 2, we take the 132 and the 120, we add them together, and we get $252,000. In year 3, we're going to add up the real spending in both years, and we're going to get $320,000. Now, I want you to take a moment and look at these different GDP numbers. 220, 264, 235, 220, 252, 320. Our base year was exactly the same. But because the prices rose, for GDP, for SUVs they rose every year, for pizza they rose in the third year, because the prices were rising, our real GDP shows slower growth than our nominal GDP did. And that's okay. It is helping us to measure how much the quantity of production in our economy is changing, and helping to hide us from the distraction of how much our prices are changing. We'll keep that separately. We'll measure inflation later. Last idea, if I wanted to do a GDP deflator as a way of controlling for price, I can do one for each year. The GDP deflator is equal to the nominal GDP divided by the real GDP and then times 100. And this is just one way that we can try to control for price changes. So what we would do is we'd compare the nominal GDP in year 1 to the real GDP in year 1. So 220 divided by 220 times 100 equals 100. In the base year, your GDP deflator is going to be 100 every time. What about our year 2, however? Our nominal GDP was 264. Our real GDP is 252. So 264 divided by 252 times 100 is equal to 104.76 and change. And our last one, let's see, year 1 nominal GDP is 435, year 3 nominal GDP is 435, year 3 real GDP is 320, so 435 divided by 320 times 100 is going to be 135.937 and blah blah blah. What these are doing is it's giving us some sense of how fast prices are rising. From year 1 to year 2, the aggregate price level rose by almost 5%, and so on. But we'll save that more for the inflation talk later. It just fit nicely into a conversation about real and nominal GDP. So I hope this is helpful to you. If not, go find something else. Study hard. Good luck, guys. And I'll see you next time.